What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. Today we're taking a look at Justin Jefferson, this outstanding rookie receiver for the Minnesota Vikings. One of my favorite guys coming out of college, LSU guy. I kind of fell in love with the LSU team last year, 2 years ago, I guess, when they won the national championship. And obviously, we all know Justin Jefferson was a vital piece of that. Last year, he caught for 88 receptions, 1,400 yards, right on the dot, too, 1,400, and 7 touchdowns. He averaged 15.9 yards per reception. He's just an incredible talent, to be honest with you. Coming out of college, I think we all knew that he was going to be this good. What I was interested in was how are the Minnesota Vikings going to use him in their offense? They run a little bit of a different style, not necessarily something that you would necessarily expect, a rookie receiver to come in and catch for big numbers. Obviously, they stretch the field a lot. But, a lot of their empty stuff, I think, involved Justin Jefferson, and once they got that going, their offense was a lot better. So very interesting to see. I'm going to break a couple of those clips down for you today. Really quickly, I do want to address a little bit of a hiatus for me. I was in the process of moving, but we're going to be back to our regularly scheduled programming here. So hope everybody's fired up for some rookie reviews coming at you. I'm going to do some regular film breakdowns, podcasts coming. All that stuff is going to be back to business per usual. So let's go ahead and check out this Justin Jefferson film review. So the first thing that I noticed, right, first 2-3 games, he didn't have the biggest impact, right? He still would catch, 2-3 balls, which is good for a rookie. Anytime you can see that, I think it's really impressive. But what I noticed the Vikings doing, especially in this game against the Tennessee Titans, is they would go into their empty, and that was going to get them with a much better matchup on Justin Jefferson. As we can see here, pre-snap, with this back in the backfield, we got Malcolm Butler on Justin Jefferson at the bottom. But when we motion this back out, it's going to push this corner out. We're going to end up with a backer on Justin Jefferson. Now, ultimately doesn't matter, not really, because the Titans end up dropping into zone coverage, right? So this dude isn't necessarily locked up here. He's working into his zone. So we can see Justin Jefferson stem this thing to the inside, make it look like he's crossing face, quick jab step, and then working out here. Love the fact that he's getting his head around, turning to the football. All good things you like to see from a rookie receiver. Sometimes maybe these guys get too caught up in the route, right? They're trying to get separation. Hey, you got to snap your head back, look for the ball, make sure things are going your direction. So this was another thing that I really liked about him, his ability to get off the line of scrimmage upfield. It really puts corners at a disadvantage, right? And one thing that I really think is impressive, and there's going to be a couple more clips later, is that Justin Jefferson seems to be always gaining ground when he's going upfield, right? And we see a lot of kids, if you're in high school, college, whatever, you'll see kids who they do this hesitation off the line of scrimmage, but it really doesn't go anywhere because they're not gaining any yardage. With Justin Jefferson, right, he's doing that hesitation, but he's always moving forward, right? He's always working angles. So we get to that angle on Malcolm Butler on the outside, and then he rips this thing to the corner, to like a speed out. Just a good route from him, something that you can depend on. All good things that you like to see from a rookie like Justin Jefferson. And then on top of that, somewhere that he really excelled this year was his vertical game. I mean, this is just an outstanding job at the top of this thing. And it's the exact same thing that I said, right? He's got that hesitation, and it doesn't look like he's gaining ground, but he is. He's always working to that angle. And so what you do with that is that you kind of get corners on their heels a little bit. Once again, with this vertical route right here, I absolutely love this out of Justin Jefferson. He's not chopping his feet. He's still working that hesitation, but again, he's always working to that angle on a corner. On this, again, he's working for that outside release, which he gets, just working up top, and then obviously the speed from him. If he's even, he's leaving, put that thing up there. Good ball from Kirk Cousins, that high back shoulder. Great job from 18 on that, and from their quarterback. So with this, and again, where else do they work Justin Jefferson into their game plan? Because as good as Justin Jefferson is, we got to remember, every great player has a great coach behind him, and this is very Gary Kubiak of them, right? Off of this play action, off of this run action, we're going to stretch the field vertically with our two of our receivers, one of them going deep down here, the other one coming across. Basically, you're going to get these Titan safeties in a cover one look, just making that safety pick one way or the other, right? So he's probably working down this way, or maybe he's cover one and he's just dropping, right? And this is a great angle to throw on for Kirk Cousins. Just put that thing out in front. Good ball from him too. And then Justin Jefferson's going to do the rest. And that's where he really exploded onto the scene for me. His deep game is absolutely outstanding, but to me, it all starts with his ability to get off the line of scrimmage, just like we see right here. There's a great route from him too. He's going to be at the top of this thing. And once again, watch as he gets off the line of scrimmage. He does that hop, right? And in college and in high school, you're kind of hammering guys, don't do this off the line, right? You're not gaining any yardage. You're just standing there. It's easy for the DB to cover. But when you do this and you can get upfield, it works that inside release, makes it look like he's coming across the field right here, stems that thing in, and then he's going to break this thing back out to the corner. I mean, this is a really good route from him, right? And the other thing that I really like about this is you see a lot of guys who they're working almost upfield with it at the end. He knows you got to work back to that sideline, make it an easier throw for your quarterback, which he does right there. Really good job finding space and and getting a big-time catch for him. And Justin Jefferson did this time and time again last season. Like I said before, 88 catches, 1,400 yards. Dude was just an absolute stud. Here's another look with him out of the number 3 spot, and this is something that I really liked about what the Vikings did, right? And people say what they do about the Vikings and Kirk Cousins, and yes, I get it. There's definitely some lapses in judgment there, but at the end of the day, they picked an outstanding receiver in Justin Jefferson, and he did a really good job of filling in for an outstanding receiver in Stephon Diggs. So what they do with him here is they put him at this number 3 position, or you get him matched up with probably a nickel in this situation, and then you're going to do kind of what the Chiefs do with Tyreek, right? They're going to work him across the field. This corner now has to trail Justin Jefferson that entire way, and if this safety's not over the top on this thing right now, then he's not going to get there, right? Great ball from Kirk Cousins. Justin Jefferson goes up and gets it. Like I said, that separation, but once again, look what he's doing off the line of scrimmage, right? We're getting that stutter step, but we're always moving upfield. It's something that I find so fascinating. It's a very, very small detail, but it's something that's always putting him in a position to win these one-on-one matchups off the line of scrimmage. And he does this stuff almost every snap. I mean, it's not like obviously I handpick some plays because I don't want these film breakdowns to be 4 hours long, but he does a really good job of doing this off the snap. And I mean, he's just an outstanding route runner. This is what you get in a kid with Justin Jefferson. Look at him upfield up at the top, working that hesitation, working to that outside shoulder, and then you give him that little hesitation 1-2, working upfield, right? He works out, cuts this thing back to try and get that corner's hips turned, and then breaks this thing back to the outside, and he's putting this thing up top. Really good back shoulder from Kirk Cousins on that. Not a bad ball from Kirk Cousins. Gets a lot of heat, but he doesn't do bad. And then this right here, you know, what do you have with Justin Jefferson once he starts to get rolling, right? He's going to attract attention, okay? So in this play, Adam Thielen's the one who catches his football. This is for a touchdown from Adam Thielen. But what the Vikings do on this is they end up running double post, right? Double post is close to the end zone. So we're going to work up and across with Justin Jefferson right here. We're going to work another post right here with Adam Thielen. What it does is it puts this safety in a bind, right? Because now this safety has to pick, who am I going to go with? Well, it looks like Adam Thielen's breaking out. Justin Jefferson's caught for a ton of yardage on us already. We got to roll with him. Adam Thielen in the back of the end zone, one-on-one. That's going to be a touchdown. Great play calling from the Vikings in that situation, and that's kind of one of the things with this offense is that when it was rolling, it did look pretty good. And of course, they have the skill and the talent on the outsides to make it look that well. Obviously, they have some other holes in their team, but Justin Jefferson is definitely another feather in their cap here. He's at the slot. I mean, this dude's a matchup problem anywhere. Look how quickly he gets to the hip of this nickel corner, right? Once again, working upfield, working that hesitation, makes that decision, and then we got to get to that hip quick, and we got to put on the burners right now. There's no way that guy's going to get there. Great job working upfield, tracking that ball. Really good ball from Ayton in that situation. Kid just did this time and time again this season, and it was really cool to see. And he can run almost every route in the book. It's not like there's something where he can't run his quick game, can't run his deep stuff, can't run his intermediate. No, I mean, this kid's got everything you need. Here's a nice little double move from him at the bottom, almost like that same route we just saw for a touchdown, making it look like he's running a curl or he's breaking this thing in, and then he ends up turning this thing into a sluggo. Really good job. Corner bites on it. It is an outstanding job from 18 in that situation. He did a lot of really good things this season, and I'm kind of rambling now about how he did and how good he is, but he really is an outstanding receiver, kid that I really liked and wanted to see do well coming out of college. Once again, the things that I see him do really well is he just eats up yardage off the line of scrimmage, and he does such a good job of working angles, getting to defensive backs' hips, right, getting them into a position where they got to turn quick, and he's already upfield. I mean, he's just an absolute dog out there. He knows he's a dog, and he knows that he's tearing these guys up. Here he is. We can see it for the end zone. As an O-line guy, I always like to see clips from the end zone, and we just see him break this thing off, right, a little bang 8, as I would call it, right, working upfield, planting that outside foot in the ground, boom. But you can see with this, right, he's always kind of making defensive backs guess. As he's working upfield here, he starts to stem this thing out, making it look like maybe he's going to rip this thing into a speed out, plants his outside foot in the ground, works this thing back to the middle of the field. Really good job from him in this situation. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Just a quick little review of Justin Jefferson, the things that I see him do well. Obviously, like I said, runs every route in the book, outstanding off the line of scrimmage, does a really good job putting himself in a position to win one-on-one battles. Kid's going to be a problem for a long time in the NFL. Good to see him do well in his rookie year. So anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Hope everybody's having a good day, staying safe, washing those hands. Feels good to be back. More content coming out for you guys later in the week. Hope everybody stays safe. Excited for some high school football. California high school football is coming back. That's all I got for you guys today, man. Stay safe, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.